Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. Once again, I am recording with a camera that is not working. The screen, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about on my other camera that also doesn't work. My screen, I can't see myself on my screen the way I normally do. I did discover that if I push the screen back a little bit and twist it a little bit, I can see the image. But it's not in a good position for me to know if I'm actually centered on screen or whatever. So I'm talking about this. I have 3 cameras like this. When I started YouTube, these cameras were about $300. Now they're almost $900 if I would want to get the same brand and the next level up. All 3 of them, the screen died on me. But this one now, sometimes I can see the screen, and I tested it though, but it doesn't seem to want to record either. So that's not good. Okay, so pretend you are me. When I'm recording, I'm looking at a camera, and I turn this, and that's what I'm looking at. I can see here, like my position or whatever, but I talk to here. I look at this. So I like it when the person I'm watching is looking at me, you know. So a lot of people you'll see they're talking, but they're looking at the side a little bit because they're looking at the screen. And I taught Skylar that when she was really, really young. I'm like, even though you see yourself here, talk here. And she was so good at that. She just always did. She just looked at the camera. Anyway, so now, and you can see the screen is black on this one, and it looks crooked. Mine that I'm using right now, the screen is pure white. So if I do this though, if I tip it back a little bit and then I have to tip it like this, it'll come on. Obviously there's something in the wiring or something, but it's hard to make it stay there. And then it's also, you know, hard for me to really see how I am set up. But we're going with it. Please don't let me go months without a camera. I'm just going to try some cheaper versions, and I really don't do a lot of double camera like I used to, like especially on my rides in my car. I would have one camera out so you could see, and then one on me. You know, I used to do a lot with 2 cameras, but I don't need that now. I just need a camera that'll work, right? Or I could do this for the next 12 years. It's going to be 12 years for YouTube. Okay. 3 cameras. And I thought, well, maybe I could just buy another. Why would I want to stay with that brand? All 3 of them had the screens go out on me. But I know the cameras. I know how to set them up. Oh, okay. All right. I'm here to talk about something very quickly because I don't know a whole lot about it yet. But boy, am I learning, because I think I have finally hit something new in my carnivore world. Fat adaptation. I think I have been fat adapted. Some of you, and I hope I'm saying all that right, some of you probably know what I'm talking about. Some of you don't. All through carnivore, I pretty much ate 2, sometimes 3 times a day. I would just eat when I was hungry. I would eat all I want. And I wasn't always dairy free, because I do like my dairy, and I would be okay with that. I mean, at the beginning, I just wanted to do anything I could to lose some weight, even though I was thrilled that I was losing joint pain and all that stuff. So I was pretty, you know, pure carnivore. But boy, I was eating a ton, and, you know, so I was never hungry, and all kinds of meats. Then I had a 4-year stall. Then I came here, and I was active, and I was right back on board with pretty much pure carnivore, but then I added butter. I became high-fat butter shortly after, high-fat carnivore shortly after I moved here. Am I going to say I think it was the beginning of 2023? Yeah, I think so, because we got here the fall, like Halloween 2021. 2022, my mother died in March, and then I was still just doing, you know, trying to figure out my life. And then 2023, I think, is when I found out about high-fat carnivore, or maybe even at the end of 2022. I think I told you guys about it. Yeah. And I did great. And now I've been like another 2-year stall playing with weight. I noticed one time going out that I wasn't going out as much. And then all of a sudden, going out, my going out pants felt tight. So I grabbed the going out pants that I used to wear before those. And then after about a year, those were tight. I was like, fuck, you know. I have weighed myself throughout. I'm not discussing that at this point because I haven't weighed myself for a long time. And I really like to get weight out of my head. And I'll tell you why. Oh, anyway, before I tell you why. So when those started to be tight, I said, no, this is it. I'm not changing another pair of pants. I don't even think I had any others because I was always just taking in these pants as I was losing. I wasn't playing that game anymore. So I said, hamburger patties, and I wanted to look. I think it has been probably 4 months that I've been mostly eating hamburger patties with some other meat. No dairy other than, I did. Survivor, sour cream, pork skins. That was all within that time. But it wasn't like a regular. It was, if I wanted it that night, I would get it and eat it in the next couple of days and then be done. I was still putting milk in my coffee. No milk in my coffee lately. I do put a piece of real butter and a piece of clarified butter because there's just enough milk in that piece of butter that it gives my coffee some flavor. And only 1 cup and very weak. So I did do that. I added a little bit of butter, but no milk. I usually put some milk in my coffee. So I decided I'm doing that. And then as I was doing that, I started watching more and more things. I knew there were things on Kelly Hogan's My Zero Carb Life that she had interviewed women. Oh, I had to look to see if I was recording. It's so weird being upside down. Is the card going to... I have 3 minutes. Hang on. You guys, this is a pain in the ass. I've only got 13 minutes on this card. The other card still wanted to say 3 minutes, even though I took stuff off it. I edited the beginning of this, and I need to wrap it up because now this one is saying just 13 minutes. I don't understand what's going on. Yes, I was saying how I have been watching a lot of women on Kelly's channel that I remember they had stopped and gained a lot of weight. One woman gained 40 pounds after years like me of really losing a big chunk. And then she was like so devastated and she's like, what am I doing? And she swore that she was just strictly carnivore. She was not playing around. And I was like, I was carnivore plus because I was doing carnivore, but I was still eating massive amounts of food, of meat. I could do that at the beginning. Apparently you can't do that the whole time. It's just a lot. It's just a lot of meat. And she went to sardines, and at the time that I saw her recording with Kelly, she had been 3 months of just sardines with like 2 incidences where she had some brisket. I went back and I've started watching all those and more of them, because when I started carnivore, it wasn't like I wasn't with people who had been doing it for 10, 20 years. Now I'm seeing people who have done it for 20 years. Kelly is almost 17 years. That's a lot. But at the beginning, I know I'm all over the place. I'm so excited. She just did a video recently about how back then when she started, it was just meat and water. That's it. No spices, no seasonings, no nothing. Obviously no sweeteners, things like that. So she even has, expanded. She does spices now. She does dairy now and then. So I ended up falling onto something that I think is more in the keto world. I have no interest in being keto, ever. I don't want vegetables, plants. That I did all my life, love them, would eat them all, love them. I know it affects me. Bloating and inflammation and just keeping my appetite always going. So I'm sticking to carnivore, meat. In fact, I would like to do long periods of lion diet, which is just beef and water. I can do that because I love beef. And I kept seeing how to get fat adapted. Are you fat adapted? How to know if you're fat adapted. And I was like, okay, I got to really look into this shit. And I fell right into place with that. I don't know why I'm moving this when I don't know. how it looks in the first place. We're going to a potluck. I have to hurry up and get out of here, and my card is running out. You can tell I'm excited. I'm happy, happy, happy about this new thing. Haven't mentioned it for a couple of weeks because I wanted to see, is this going to continue? Fat adaptation. Okay, I'm going to read something. Let's do that. And yes, I still have just the one lens out and one in because I'm weird like that. I'm going to read. Fat adaptation is Fat adaptation is achieved when your body efficiently uses fat for fuel instead of carbohydrates or glucose. If you get rid of all that shit, the only thing left to get your energy out of your body will use up your fat, your actual fat, the fat that's all around your gut and all that shit. It uses that up instead. You know you are fat adapted when you can easily go 4 to 6 hours between meals without hunger, maintaining steady energy without afternoon crashes, and notice your cravings for sugar and carbs have vanished. Now, I've been saying that's the clarified butter, and I'm sure it is a little bit. But I have never, I have never been able to go 24 hours without eating and not giving a shit about it. As a matter of fact, feeling like, why did I eat that much? That's been happening to me consistently. Today, I did my 2 patties and chicken. I was like, maybe, I don't know. Because we're going to a potluck. I don't even care. I don't care about eating at those places, but it's fun, to go get some chicken or something. I ate my clarified butter, and then I ate my chicken, and then I could only get 1 hamburger patty down. And I told you, I don't know if I'm ever going to want to eat again. It's just, I'm so satisfied and full, but again, almost to the little bit of the gross side. And I thought, it's because I'm so satisfied. Because, it'll say, because when it is starting to use your fat as energy, it changes your whole thing. It's a whole different experience, and you just are not going to be hungry. Okay, the clearest signs you have transitioned from a sugar burner to a fat burner include steady all-day energy, no ravenous hunger, disappearing carb cravings, and there's a lot more said there, but I gotta hurry up. Workout stamina. I don't know, but you know what? I was walking a lot, and then when I started this really, plan where I'm doing this shit with you guys, I got so tired. And I remember somewhere saying at the beginning, you can get exhausted and it'll come back. You can also gain weight at the beginning of this. And this is why, I didn't even realize that. This is why I don't weigh myself. Of course I want to still lose weight. That would be better for my knee. The more pounds I lose, the less weight on my knees, both of the knees. So I definitely want to still lose weight. But I don't want to do it in a way that's not going to work and not going to last. Now, for me, carnivore has worked and lasted, even though I had 2 major stalls. I never went back up to 338 pounds. I used to lose and then gain all my weight back and more. Lose again, but then gain all my weight back and more. That's what I did most of my life. I haven't done that this time. In 10 years, almost. I did not go back and gain all my weight, plus more. I didn't even gain all my weight. I gained a little bit of weight. Maybe like 15, 20, maybe 25 pounds here and there, back and forth, back and forth. I would gain 15 and then maybe lose a little bit. So I played with it. But then when my other second pair of pants got tight, I said, no. Didn't weigh myself. I just said I just have to get on the hamburger patty wagon. And I did. And that's why I don't weigh. I don't want it to fuck up my mind. Now, I just read or listened to last night something about when you're fat adapted that you can gain, because it'll hold a lot of water, and then there's a whoosh. They call it the whoosh. And you'll pee it all out and you'll be good. I don't want the numbers to piss me off and say, I've been working so hard for 2 weeks and this, because that'll mess up my mind and I'll think it's not working. I don't want to know if it's working or not according to the scale. I want to know if it's working or not according to my pants. Okay? And how I feel. That's what I'm doing. Disappearing carb cravings, yes. Workout stamina. I think I said both those things. Lower ketone readings. I don't do the ketone thing. I don't care to, because I don't care to. Cold extremities. I cannot believe I have to wear socks. probably a week or so ago. I was like, my feet are ice cold and it's hot out. And I never wear socks, not even in the winter around the house. I wear socks when I go out because I wear my little dancing boots and I put socks in there. But I never wear socks in the house. And I have socks on right now. And I'm just in the house. My feet were freezing all day. Because of, it means it's eating up your fat. You don't have your fat keeping you warm like it did before. Very common physical sign, entering fat adapted state. Entering fat adapted state. As your metabolism transitions from burning glucose to burning fat, your body reduces core heat production, blah, 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 makes your hands and feet cold. You lose the hangry feeling. You're a little bit hungry, a little bit angry, so you got hangry. You get rid of that shit. Mental clarity, that has increased, that has helped. I don't have the fog that I used to have, that I was having. They keep saying reduce cravings. I can't even tell you how reduced my cravings are. They're non-existent, not at all. And I was worried because I was like, what if I want to eat more at the potluck than I normally do? You know, no. And I had my lunch. See, I don't say, oh, I'm not going to eat this for lunch because I want to eat tonight. No, I'm eating. I was hungry. I ate. Do you think I care if I don't go up there and put stuff on a plate for me to sit down? I don't care. I'm going to sit there and crochet. I don't have to eat potluck food. So there's all those things. And then and a couple of other things. Oh, and I can maybe look into taking some electrolytes. I'm not so into it yet that I haven't thought of that. Hydration, I probably still will just drink when I'm thirsty. I don't like to force stuff on me. I am a firm believer that my body will tell me when it's time to have some water, and I'll drink water. And I do drink throughout the day. I always have a big glass fresh in the morning, and every time I go in the kitchen, I'll take a sip or something like that. I still have, look, I got my seltzer right here. I don't know how to show you. I don't know. Actually, I could take a sip of this right now. Yes, I drink out of the bottle. I'm the only one drinking this. Joe would never drink this. Good. One of the other things, I don't have all the things that I've learned, and I don't certainly remember everything that I've learned, but you're fat. You're like my belly. Let's go with that. I have an apron belly from being obese, really big. I really think I got up to 350-ish, but the last I saw on the scale was like 338. And so the belly hangs, and now the belly's like really soft and squishy. They say it's squishy, and it's squishy. It's eating some of my fucking fat in my belly. I don't have any hopes for autophagy. No, how's it pronounced? Where you're supposed to, it eats your old cells and it brings your skin back in. I don't think that that's possible for me. But autophagy, I think is how it's pronounced. That's like next step. After you're fat adapted, then you start going through autophagy, where it's eating your cells. And some people, they have different opinions. The different doctors, some say it's, pretty much daily that's going on if you're not eating carbs. But again, I'm just happy to be fat adapted. And I know I am, because there's so many things, and I meet them all. And I could not understand why I was able to eat at 2 o'clock and then the next day eat at 5 o'clock, and not care about eating, not even think about it, not worry about it. And then all of a sudden out of the blue, I'll be like, oh, I'm hungry. And then I just want to eat, like right then and there. And then, oh, I'm full. So I'm going to be more careful. Like I should have had just like maybe one patty, because I like to get my beef in first. If I'd have had that one patty, I might have been full enough to not even have the chicken today. But I ate the chicken first and, scoffed that down. Oh, the clarified butter with the chicken. Some clarified butter alone first, and then with the chicken, and then the rest of the butter with my patty. And I was like, no, I'm not eating another patty. What a difference compared to the amount of meat I used to eat. Oh my God. So I'm glad I'm in this cycle of carnivore. It's all new for me. I love it. And I'm going to just keep at it, and I will let you know as we go, right? I ran out of time on that card. I do want to apologize for me being all over the place. I'm just really, really happy about all the stuff that's changing for me. I like that very much. I've worked hard, you know, and I just think it's so cool. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Go follow me on Facebook because I'm showing you what I eat every day, all kinds of stuff like that, okay? The link is in the description. You want to follow me on my Facebook profile, not my pages, not my groups. Those are pretty much yuck. But the profile, use the link in the description and it'll take you right to where I want you to be. You can friend me if there's space. If there's not, follow me. Bye.